And welcome back to the Crypto Home Show. Got a great show lined up, I'm telling you. The fundamental news is strong. The force is strong. Yes, it is. I'm just getting set up over here last minute. We're going to start in today with the crypto XDC and how massive that's going to be. I've got more XDC than I do XRP, just letting you know. The price is cheap. XDC has been a ghost for 5 years. I've never seen anything barely about it at all. It's very well hidden. Right now, all of a sudden, it's starting to come out. You know, this is what's up. This one's going to be massive, XDC. It's going to run the whole derivatives, stocks, bonds, the whole stock market, everything. It's amazing. Everything will be tokenized and put on the R3 recorded platform utilizing the XDC crypto. Pretty amazing stuff. I'm tapped out. I'm not going to buy any more of it. I have a rule. I just want a certain amount of crypto. Let's say this. I'm not telling you what my number is, but everything is like 10,000, let's say 10,000 XRP. If I want Flare, I get 10,000. Like, I have a number in my head. Now, I don't always follow it. And on about maybe 2 or 3 cryptos, I'm above that or whatever. But like, that's my kind of goal where I don't really want to go above a certain number. And so, yeah, you don't want to get emotional. I don't get emotional. I'm not like, go XDC, go Ripple. Like, you don't get emotional when you're with your investments. Investments come and the investments go. So that's what we're going to be going over today. We're going to start off with that. It's massive. I see that the market, not market cap, the market for derivatives is close to $4 quadrillion. That is completely nutso. That, if all of that would get tokenized on the XDC platform, you're looking at like $80,000 XDC. Okay. Now let's say 90% wrong. Then maybe that leaves XDC at, I don't know, $1,000. Still pretty fucking good. So we're going to go over these things and we're going to go over all the XDC. And first, let me start off here looking in the top chat. Who's the first one to show up? Opsar, OFSAR. And then we got TK, Gunner, Mark, and then John Mattis. I need to know why John Mattis, his comments were deleted. So who's ever doing that needs to stop. His first comment was hello. Okay, the next one they deleted was reading in the local news, and we are getting massive data centers for AI in Missouri. I don't see what's wrong with that. And then smash the thumbs up, and then he says Mr. OG. So I don't know why these comments are being deleted. So let's watch what we're doing and pay attention, please. Okay, let me check these other comments here. Yeah, so here's the deal with the Caleb and Brown. I really am not familiar with how to use Zoom all that well and how you link it to YouTube. So expect this until I start figuring out how to do it exactly. I'm going to have my show posted. At some point, I'm going to like take the show off and drop it and switch to the other show. You're going to have to be aware of that every other Thursday. So I'm going to like not be on that one show, and then you'll see me on another show. That's how it's going to be. And I'll put in the old show, I am not here. I am on the other channel. So what does that mean? I am not there. I am on the other channel. So I'm not going to be there. So you can sit there for an hour. I'm not going on it. And probably at the end, I'll end up deleting that show. I'm on the other show on YouTube with a link with the Caleb and Brown. So we're there talking. So if I tell you I'm not going to be there, then I'm not going to be there. And I'm somewhere on another YouTube channel. I'm on my channel, but a different window or whatever they call it, a different stream or whatever. That's where I'll be every other Thursday. So Nate Simmons, welcome to the show. Thanks for that donation there. Appreciate it. XDC is XDC. Very good. Let's see. We've got Vlad. Welcome to the entry-level membership. Joe Hutton said good evening, and a moderator deleted his comment. Not sure what that's who's doing this, but I'll figure it out. Just go through some comments. All right, now, last thing I wanted to say before I started this program was if you're somebody who doesn't have any money or whatever, you can still help this channel. What you can do is in the top chat section, write the word comment, or leave a comment at least, or the word comment. After the show, write a comment in, or at least just put the word comment. Save every video to like. So like every video, save it to your favorites, and share the video to as many people as you can, or save them to your own email, and in hopes that you'll get to watch them again later. And lastly, we're not trying to manipulate any kind of commercials on the show, but make an 8-hour play lot. Put 8 shows together, make a playlist. Listen to them while you're at work. Listen to them while you're at home. It's very important that you do that. So just, I'm supposed to tell you, you're supposed to sit there and watch everything. Okay. You're not supposed to leave and go do something else. You're supposed to put it on for 8 hours and watch the program and sit there and watch every single commercial. Okay. That's what you're supposed to do. Okay. I don't want anybody to play the 8 videos and walk away. I want to make sure that's recorded here live. So later, if YT tries to jam me up, I'm like, hey, every single video, I'm telling them to watch the video and stuff. So, while you're at work doing stuff, you just have it playing. And there you go. Hopefully your friends hear all the advertisements and stuff, and we all go buy the products that are advertised. All right, now that we got that done, Hulk, I just watched your lives and got a free membership. Sometimes that happens. Let me just check the comments. Connect to YouTube from there. Not sure if you can have it. Yeah, I don't know. He knows how to do all that Zoom shit, and I don't even like messing with that. I wish there was a way where I could somehow put him on my YouTube like I'm doing now and put him like in the upper right corner of the screen, or we can split the screen, but that we can't. So I guess we have to use some kind of third-party application called Zoom, and then it still doesn't. Anyhow, it's just shit that I don't like dealing with. Okay. Let's go with the first article right here. This is massive. So let me do a copy and a paste so you can take a look at this thing. Alrighty then. Somebody's copying me. All right. Now here's the title of this article: DTCC Master Plan. Okay, let me stop for a minute. All right. How do we get rich? 2 things. I've only been telling you this for about 3 years. Global tokenization of real world assets. Okay. So that's when you take all the assets in the world, land, racehorses, cars, whatever, and turn it into crypto. When we have 100% crypto tokenization, that's what I'm talking about when XDC hits $80,000 or $50,000. Okay, we're not there yet. Okay, this article with XDC might take the whole show. I'm not sure. I've got some evidence. Maybe it'll take half the show because this is massive right here. You need to understand where this is going. XDC is a crypto that's never talked about anywhere except on my channel. And I've been showing you guys article after article, over the past year on the DTCC and XDC. So we're going to go over this. What is all this? Okay. The two things we need is global crypto regulations. Every country has to have crypto regs. We all have to agree. See, here's the tough part. Crypto Hulk, why is this taking so long? Okay, stop and think. Nigeria just declared Bitcoin's a security. What if the United States doesn't? Then we can't trade with them. See how that works? And what if every country in the world looks at this crypto is that, and that one is that, and the other one, that shit ain't going to work, right? Right. Okay. So what do we have to do? Everybody has to agree, or we don't trade with those certain countries. So now it's going to get tough because the United States doesn't go with that country and trade, but we do with that one. It creates a big clusterfuck, okay? All right. So one of the reasons why this is taking so long, and I don't know how many reasons, there might be 100. I'm not going to sit here all day and look at the reasons why we're not rich. One of the reasons is because we all have to agree. You know how difficult that is? A lot of times we can't even agree with the person next door that lives with us or lives next to us. They're playing their music too loud. They mow their grass at 7 o'clock a.m. I used to live in the mountains, and this motherfucker next to us, he lived about 50 feet from like a bedroom window. This fucker at 7 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday fires up his small little bulldozer. You know, they weigh about 1,000 pounds. They're really like a miniature bulldozer. And this motherfucker's doing shit. And I'm hearing the motor. And I'm like, I know he's not out there Saturday at 7 a.m. So look, I'm glad I moved. Because when the weather's good, this motherfucker's always got some kind of outdoor project. And it always involves loud engines, okay? Never fucking fails. He can't do shit with shovels, and he's got to do shit where he needs tractors and shit. It's just amazing. So that's one of the problems is we can't even agree with the neighbor next door. How's all these countries going to see where I'm getting at? All the countries in the world have to agree that all the cryptos are the same. That's one of the biggest problems. So now what are we discussing here? We're talking about trading derivatives. Let's read the article a little bit, and I'll kind of bring in some things. The Depository Trust Clearing Corporation. Okay, who are they? They are an organization that controls all the stock, bond, derivatives trading, like the derivatives in the whole world. They have 20 stock markets. Okay, let's call it this. The DTCC is not a government. It's an industry-ran company. So what it is all the stock markets get together and they all kind of agree, okay? The derivatives markets, they all get together. The DTCC, we can look it up, but I'm not going to show it right now on Wikipedia. But the DTCC has 20 locations at like the biggest economies in the world. They help control 20 of the world's stock markets, the biggest. If you run 20 of the world's stock markets, you control like probably 90% of the money in the world. So that's why they're not controlling 100% of the stock markets. You don't need to. If you got control of 20%, like the G20, the top 20 richest countries in the world, if you run their stock market, you run the whole world. So with that, the DTCC runs all the derivatives trading in the world. And that's about $4 quadrillion. Okay. What did the DTCC just do? They tokenized, they are tokenizing. That means actively doing, tokenizing quadrillions. Oh, shit. In global assets, everybody. Here's what they did. Now, here's what they claim. They just patented a system to bring all assets on chain. I want you to understand this because this is so fucking huge for XDC. You're going to seriously want to buy this XDC crypto at 7 cents. Let me read this again. The DTCC, who's in control of the whole entire world stock market derivatives, they just patented a system. Gee, Crypto Hulk, I wonder what kind of a system they patented. Well, they tokenized real world assets. So that means it's in crypto form. So it's probably a crypto fucking platform. I don't know. I just thought I'd go out there on a limb, okay, and just guess, all right? So they're taking real world assets and putting them into crypto form. I think it's pretty clear they're using a crypto platform. Okay. Now, did they make one up? No. Because the DTCC is not a group of tech nerds that spent 5, 10, 20 years figuring out a new trading system. They don't do that kind of stuff. Okay. So that means they're borrowing technology to do it. They're borrowing Corda, R3 Corda. R3 is a company. They work with the Cordite Society. They made something called Corda, and they're going to run the crypto XDC. Now, if you take 4 quadrillion, somebody do the math. Let's talk hypothetical high price, okay? Everybody wants to know, Crypto Hulk, how much is it going to cost? Crypto Hulk. Well, we're 16 minutes into the video, and all those people are gone because they only sit here for about 5 minutes. So this is how you understand. See, the people that are only here for like 10 minutes, when bad news happens, oh shit, they run to Crypto Hulk channel. Oh shit, Crypto Hulk, you said this. What happened? XDC's down 50%. Crypto Hulk, should I pull my money out? And I'm just like, God, you're so fucking stupid. The same motherfuckers that only got 10 minutes to watch my fucking shows are the first bitches to show up scared as fuck and need to get a backhand bitch slap, okay? If you watch my program, put in the work, and quit being a little bitch, then you'll understand every fucking thing that I'm saying. You'll understand what is XDC, how it's tied into the global financial system, and that I don't give a fuck if the price drops tomorrow 75%. I'm not scared at all because I've put in the work to look at the fundamental news. Oh, shit. Now, let's get into the article again. I just explained who is the DTCC, what do they do, how big are they? The Depository Trust and Clearing Corporation is what? A critical backbone. A critical backbone of global finance. Recently published, and they have a patent here. The patent describes the DTCC, everybody, publishes a patent on how they're going to have a crypto platform. I hope you're hearing this because you're at 7 cents, and one day this thing's going to hit probably $80,000. And if I'm wrong at 99%, we're probably still going to hit $1,000, okay? The DTCC, which handles, they told us they're going to tokenize quadrillions of dollars using a brand new patent system of cryptocurrency. Okay? They give you the patent number. You can click on this. You can read this fucking thing for yourself. Okay? I'm not going to. I already know who they're going to use. I already know who they're already tokenizing with. I'm going to show you that in a minute. I don't need to read this patent and do a show on it, okay? I've been telling you now for like 2 fucking years about at least the past year about the DTCC. And we've gone over the DTCC probably once every 2 weeks or so for the past year. 25 times I've gone over this shit, okay? The pattern shows that the DTC wants to what? Dominate tokenized finance globally. They want to interoperate. Oh, really? Do they want to interoperate? Well, can they do that with Bitcoin? No. Can they do that with Ethereum? No. Can they do that with any crypto? Well, there's one that they can, and that's XRP is the main platform. You can buy that on Caleb and Brown, sponsor to my channel. They're telling us here, what is DTCC, the financial giant behind markets? They get into talking about this, okay? They're in 130 global jurisdictions. They have a patent. Now, they talk about Ethereum. Now, remember, different cryptos do different things. You'll have Ripple XRP as the main platform for every single thing. Every single crypto builds on top of the XRP ledger. Every single one. Okay. Now, each crypto that's good has its own skill. All right. So maybe you'll have an XRP ledger, but then all the good cryptos are building on top of it, and then they're all linking together through bridges and stuff. That'll be Codius. They mentioned Hedera. They're talking in the article, and they're throwing out Bitcoin and Ethereum represent robust blockchain. That's so much. That's a fucking lie right there. I'm not going to read any cryptos they're talking about in this article. I know they're talking about HBAR and stuff in here. That don't matter. They talk about how the DTCC is working with banks and stuff. These are all Ripple partner banks. I only have so much time. Let's get into this DTCC. I'm going to show you the fast version because I could be here for 2 hours proving all kinds of points. We're going to speed it up. There's your article. We got Robert Driscoll here. Arrived late, leaving early. Is that okay, Hulk? Yes, perfectly A-okay there. Then we got the Gia Capuzzi family. Thank you very much for the tax-free donation. Michael G, thank you very much for the tax-free donation. Now let's look at this article. I'm going to just go. Oh, wait. Nate Simons, thank you very much for the tax-free donation. Looks like he's punching ahead. Now, let's look at this article here. We're going to look at this real quick. This is from the DTCC. The article was published, almost 3 years ago. What do we got right here? It talks about the DTCC, and they did a Project Ion. So Project Ion was the DTCC used other cryptos, and Project Ion talks about it. We can look right here in the second major paragraph. Talks about all the banks that are involved. Barclay, Ripple partner. BNY Mellon, Ripple partner. Citibank, Ripple partner. Credit Suisse, Ripple partner. Fidelity, biggest payment company in the world, Ripple partner. We can go on and on. You're going to find out 90% of the banks, they've already done tests. This test is over, everybody. It works. That's what Project Ion was. It was a test, and it worked. It worked. It's done. Now, what crypto did they use? Look at the very top here. What does it say? DTCC has selected what? R3 Corda. Let me repeat that again. DTCC has selected R3 Corda as the underlying DLT technology. Now, if we look right here at CoinDesk, we do a copy and a paste. We got Yurt Dog. Thank you very much for the tax-free donation there, buddy. We got George and Todd. Welcome to the 2024 crypto explosion right there. So if we look at this article, the DTCC, look, everybody, they're telling you what crypto they're going to use, R3 Corda. Now, the article I just sent you, what does it say? R3 Corda network set to go DeFi with XDC digital currency. There you go. This shit is not that fucking hard. We're 25 minutes into the show. Okay? What you have to do is watch my program. On a night like this, if I'm going to be talking about you investing in something, why are you only going to spend 10 minutes? Like, you got a future. Well, I hope you got a future. If I have a future, and I know a guy like Crypto Hulk, and he drops mad truth bombs, and I want to learn how to be fucking rich, and or maybe I just want to learn about crypto and how all this is interacting and where is this going to go, I'm not going to watch some guy's show for 5 or 10 minutes and then go watch somebody else for 10 minutes and go, what's the fucking point of that? Like, if you come to this channel, expect you're going to understand what the fuck is going on. Then you're going to understand what cryptos you need to be heavily invested in. Okay, that's what happens here. We're not here to hang out and go over 5 or 10 articles in 10 minutes and then end and then, hey, go to the private group. It's on some Patreon or something. I got an open show. I'm trying my best to help teach whoever wants to learn here at whatever nationality, whatever religion you are, whatever income you are, you can watch the Crypto Hulk show. I ask for people, if you don't have any donation, help grow the channel by doing the things I said, make the 8-hour videos and all that stuff. And if you have money for a donation, do that, because I've got an open show and I'm showing people how a $4 quadrillion market is going to be utilized with XDC. This is so fucking easy. You don't need to go. What you need to spend is time watching my show. That's all you need to spend, actually. You can watch my show for free. But I'm showing you what other people are charging people. Hey, sometimes I get these customers where they pay me $500 a month, and I give them maybe an hour or 2 of phone time. That's it, tops. I also got it where as one dude calls, I'll answer a question, and he'll shoot me $250. Okay. To him, it's worth it. He might say, hey, I got 15 minutes. Give me a rundown of the whole month. What have you learned? Tell me in 15 minutes. Well, here's what I'm seeing happening. Da-da-da. And he's like, okay, bye. Talk to you next month. Like 15, 20 minutes. That's all that he needs. He's like, just tell me the fucking shit I need to buy. He trusts me that much. He's like, I know you do all the research, this and that. You don't, unless I ask you, why do I put $10,000? I'll tell him something. He told me the minimal shit he'll put in is about $2,000 to $5,000 on everything I tell him to buy each month. If it's something real good, he'll put 10 to 20 in. And I'm like, whoa. And if I tell him 5 cryptos, I know he's going to buy all 5. Even if I tell him again, the same ones he's already bought, he'll go and buy that shit again. You're getting a great resource. The research on this channel is amazing. Okay. Now, this guy doesn't have time to watch my fucking show 50 hours or whatever. How many? 10, like 15, 20 hours a week or something. I got shows that long. He don't got time for all that shit. That's like 80 hours a month. Fuck no. That's like 2 weeks worth of work for this guy. He's not going to sit there for 2 whole weeks, 80 hours, and watch my fucking show. No, this guy's out there trying to run corporations and shit. Okay. So there's your DTCC using the R3. Now, let me show you something amazing also. Look at this right here. I'm going to show you something very awesome right now about XDC. Let me copy paste this for you. Jimmyography, thank you very much for that tax-free donation. Appreciate it. And then I already talked about the yurt dog. Justin Stephen, thank you very much for the tax-free donation. Thank you, Hulk. It's an honor and a privilege just to be able to learn from all your deep dives. Justin, I take pride in this job. I know you have to obviously see it. It's not an arrogance that I have. It's just a confidence knowing I put in easily 55 hours a week on this show, 60, but I'll just say 55 to, 50 to 55, but I know it's 60, but I'm just, who's counting? I do my absolute best to find the connections for you and everybody watching this show. I'm going to show you, I just showed you right now, I've been showing this for at least a year where the DTCC says they're using R3 Corda, which is XDC. I've been showing you this for a year, Other channels, has the other channel shown you this a month ago? I started talking about this. Now everybody's talking about DTCC. Oh, shit, it's blowing up all over the internet. It all starts from Crypto Hawk Show. They're too busy talking about their dumb shit they're selling you or whatever. I'm showing you about a $4 quadrillion market and what crypto is like 7 cents. Now, check this out. This is massive. What did I just send you? Take a look. We got more evidence. This is the last bit of evidence and we're done. What we're looking at here is a written copy of a verbal conference that occurred between who? The DTCC and the United States government. What we're looking at here, it's a printout, but somebody was talking all this and they typed it all out, okay? They kind of maybe summarized this, okay? You have here, let me read a little bit. This is awesome. If you're going to invest in XDC, sit your ass down and listen to what the fuck I'm going to tell you, because you need to hear this. Do not invest in shit unless you put in the work and the time to learn from Crypto Hulk. Look, don't do this thing where, man, I just trust Crypto Hulk. I don't give a fuck what he says. I don't want to sit here for 10 minutes and listen. I know what the fuck. I know that he knows what he's doing. Just what's the crypto and I'm going to buy it. I literally get guys like that, especially the rich ones and stuff. He'll just call me, like I said, what crypto should I buy? And I'm like, well, let me explain. You don't need to explain. Just give me 5. Okay. He's like, look, man, I don't got time for all this. I already know you're the best on the internet. I just give me like 3 cryptos, put them in order, and why I need to buy them so bad. I might have to tell him why, or maybe not. He's like, but give me it to me in 5 minutes or less. Oh, maybe 3 minutes or less. Give me the top 3 reasons. Give me one reason. And it's like that. Boom. Okay, buy Crypto Hulk, and he hangs up. Okay, look. The DTCC is running the whole fucking world. Good reason, okay? So it's time we listen to them. This is a written testimony. The woman's name is Nadine Chakar. She is in charge, at least this year, it's her job. She's in charge of the DTCC for the entire world. Oh, shit. She's speaking to who? The United States House Committee on Financial Services. Wow. Okay. And it's talking about digital assets, financial technology, and inclusion. We've got to include everybody. I know it's taken forever. I'm just fucking deal with it. When was this? About a year ago, June 2024. What's the title? Next Generation Infrastructure. How tokenization, listen to what the fuck she's saying. How tokenization of real world assets will facilitate efficient markets. Fuck, dude. It's coming. I'm telling you. She's telling us right here. Crypto will facilitate. You know what facilitate means? Order, and structure, and get it all going. If I'm a facilitator, I walk into a building. Hey, can you work with them over there? Get with that project and fix that. You need a tow truck? Hey, Jim, could you get a tow truck for these people? That's what a facilitator does. They call all the shots and get everything organized. They're not like a bossy boss, but there's somebody who's got to be in charge of a project. The DTCC is telling us crypto will run the global markets. So she's there. Her name is Nadine Shakar. She's the global head of the DTCC. I'm going to paraphrase this. The DTCC has been around for 50 years. I'm 55, so these motherfuckers came about in 1975. Listen to this. They got 20 locations around the world. The DTCC is industry owned. So to figure out where I'm at the 1, 2, 3, third paragraph. DTC is industry owned. I'm in the fourth paragraph now. They deal with all the stock markets all around the world. This one in the fourth paragraph is telling us they deal with $3 quadrillion. I want you to see something right now. And when this article was written, it was a year ago at 3 quadrillion. You guys, right now it's at 3.7. By the end of the year, it'll be $4 quadrillion. Do you see how fucking huge this is getting? This is getting massive, okay? They work with who? The Federal Reserve System. They work with everybody at the top. Law enforcement, everything. This DTCC is in the system of the whole world. I'm paraphrasing this quickly. That's the main part I wanted you to see. Let me get it because there's some here I need to read. Okay. Oh, here we go. Go to the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 paragraph. Go to the 6th paragraph. I'm going to show you something right here. The firm. So go to the first sentence. It says the firm, meaning DTCC. The firm has been developing digital assets since 2016. Oh, what, Crypto Hulk? They've been working on cryptocurrency for almost 10 years. Oh, shit. Okay. And Ripple came out in 2014. I think XDC came around 2015, 16. So that time frame works out pretty good. I'm going to leave that article there because I got to go to other articles. I highly suggest you look at that later on your own because what I just showed you is massive. I'm out of time. I'm at 38 minutes. So I got to go on to another article. I suggest, okay, to my friends, not you. My name is Crypto Hawk. I'm not a financial advisor. Did I go over the disclaimer? I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a crypto advisor. Don't buy anything I tell you to buy. Don't sell anything I tell you to sell. I don't know anything about crypto. I don't know anything about finances, nothing at all. I'm the worst financial advisor you'll ever have. Before every show, I get really fucking high on any kind of drug I can think of, okay? Yeah. Okay, so we got that shit done. Let's go to the next. Okay, let's go. Is Ripple, okay, next controversial topic. You don't need to get butthurt. I don't have the answers to all these things. Is Ripple trying to take over Stellar and Circle? Here's the article right here. Okay, so the other day, everybody knows this. Everybody knows. Ripple tried to buy Circle for $5 billion. Now think about this. I don't. I think this is all like Showtime or playing games. Look, Ripple. It got announced by I forgot who that Ripple gave or tried to give Circle $5 billion. Then my friend tells me 20 billion, but it was from a not reputable website. So I told my friend, don't tell me that shit. Then I see today it's 10 billion. So from 5 to 10 billion. Now, yep, 20 billion's on the table, somebody said. Okay, look, the 20 billion was a hoax, right? So it's 5 and then it became 10. The reason I say 10 is because it's on Binance. So let's read this real quick. Ripple offers 10 billion to acquire Circle's USDC. Ripple, previous $5 billion bid was rejected. So now Ripple offers 10. Now, let me tell you something. How do you go from like 5 to 10 that quick? Now, I'm not a used car salesman, nor will I ever want to be. But if there's a car that's $100,000 and I say, oh, I can't afford that. The salesman calls me 2 days later, says, Crypto Hawk, I'll sell it to you for $50,000. Now I'm starting to think, wow, this $100,000 car, he just dropped 50. So I'll be like, oh gosh, it's a great car, but can you do 30? And then he's probably going to counter with 40. And I'll be like, no, I'll do 35. And he'll be like, 37. And I'll be like, 36, and it's a deal. Okay. So that's kind of like, how do you go from 5 to 10 billion? That's fast. I mean, I would have gone like 6 or 7, right? You don't go from 5 to 10. So I'm almost calling bullshit on this article. Because, I mean, you guys, look, one of you people out there, you guys are a real estate agent. One of you guys are a used car salesman, a real sleazy one, okay? Or you sell Kirby vacuums or whatever you do to rip people off Cutco knives or whatever. That's another big scam. But how do you go? Like, it's true. Hey, I'll pay you I'll pay you $100,000 for your classic Trans Am, and then you don't sell it to me. I'll call you 2 days later. Okay, I'll pay you $200,000 for your classic Trans Am, and then you're like, well, okay, Crypto Hawk's back again. YouTube decided to shut off the channel. I'm gonna need a cough drop because my throat's starting to get messed up. So this guy has a Trans Am that I want, let's just say, and I go to pay him, hey, I'll pay you $100,000 for that Trans Am. And we both know it's worth more than that. He's like, no. Next day I show up, $200,000. Now look, I'm not a car salesman, but I think you guys know you don't pay double. Okay, Mr. Smith, I know you won't sell to me for 100. How about 125? Because when I go straight to 200,000, he knows he could probably get 300 out of me or 4, right? I mean, you don't need to be a genius to figure this shit out. So how the fuck does Ripple go from 5 to 10? I'm calling bullshit. Somebody said David Schwartz said 6 million. That's what you do. You go from 5, even if you know Circle's worth 20, you go from 5 to 7. You don't go up to 10. Who the fuck's running over there? I need to go over to Ripple and say, give me that phone. I'm calling up Circle. I'll make a deal from here on out. Okay. I don't know who the fuck's over there doing that shit, but I'm not the best salesman in the world, but I'm certainly not the worst, okay? All right. Trans Am value just skyrocketed. But I mean, really? I mean, come on, from 5 to 10, any of you guys know that fucking shit's not right. So I'm calling bullshit on it, but let's read the article, have a little fun. But I do have a question I'll ask here in about a minute. So Ripple offers 10 billion. We don't know what Circle says. This acquisition could reshape the stablecoin market. I think so. Why Ripple wants USDC? Ripple's core business focus is on facilitating fast, low-cost international payments. You know, I'm not going to go on anymore with this article. What we're looking at here is something where now this is going to irritate some people, and that's okay. Is Ripple trying to take over Circle? It looks like it. Is this a market manipulation game? They had no intention. Like, they have no intention of doing this because you don't go from 5 to 10. That's fucking retarded. Who's the salesperson over at Ripple? I hope it's not Brad Goliath. Who's calling that shots? If it's Monica Long, then okay, I'll back up. Well, you know, gotta take it easy on Monica. I don't know who's organizing this shit. If it was me, it would go 5 and then 6.5 or 7, maybe. We'll ease our way up. Then I'll call them back 3 weeks later and say, okay, 7.5. Well, who the fuck goes from 5 to 10? That's some stupid ass shit. My thing is this. Is Ripple trying to take over Circle because they're going to use it, or they're going to try to control low and medium-sized payments with that because they already have Ripple Labs, which can take the high payments with the XRP. But here's my deal. The XRP is a bridge currency. See? So what is Stellar? A bridge for Stellar transactions? I mean, I don't know everything about crypto. Like, I only know some things. Ripple's XRP is a bridge for all transactions. So I don't see countries using XRP. It's more like a Bitcoin, but it's a real store of value when it gets utilized because it's a bridge. See, Bitcoin's not a bridge. Bitcoin's a bitch, but it's not a bridge. Now, the XRP is a bridge, but yet, well, stop. The World Bank, oh, shit, hold on. Here's the problem, though. I believe the XRP is a bridge. Now, I also got the World Bank calling XRP a stablecoin. There's your evidence right there. World Bank calls the XRP a stablecoin. Right there. There's the article. I'm not going to read it. That came out 6 months ago. 6 months ago. So, is XRP a bridge? Is it a stablecoin? Can a stablecoin also be a bridge at the same time? I don't know. I'm just asking questions. Now, the same guy that made XRP made Stellar. Same guy. I think he had helpers. But Stellar has a crypto, but it doesn't have a stable coin unless Stellar is a stable coin. Oh. So Stellar, I'm just raising questions. I don't have answers, okay? I'm just helping thought. Maybe somebody can figure this out. So if the same guy made Stellar and XRP, Jed McCaleb made XRP and all that shit, and he had help with David Schwartz and Arthur Brito and some mysterious 3-letter agencies that worked for the government and probably other governments too. Russia and China probably were right there. I'm thinking this. Since the same guy made both these cryptos and shit, he made XRP to be a bridge currency. Now, I don't think XRP is a stable coin because that's why Ripple Labs made USD. I think the XRP will be what's loaded down with value, like a store of value. People will want to have it because you can bridge transactions with it. You could be like Bank of America and own a certain amount of XRP, and you put that on the ledger in your little Ripple account, or it'll be called U.S. government account because the government will take over Ripple, the treasury. And you'll have some kind of government payment system, and each bank is already allocated a certain amount of XRP already, and they're all non-disclosure agreements. And different banks will be given a certain amount of XRP to act as a bridge. You will not be buying and selling with that. It's a bridge for the transaction. And then the Ripple Labs stablecoin is what the World Bank calls a stablecoin. But that's the XRP. But I think Ripple's going to use the Ripple Labs USD as a stablecoin. Now, are they just going to use that for wholesale? Or are they planning on putting Stellar out of business? Oh, shit, Crypto Hulk. What the fuck? I just bought Stellar last week. What are you doing to me? You're fucking with my head, Crypto Hulk. Sean Smith, XRP for business, XLM for retail. But Ripple Labs has smart contracts, so does Stellar. See, I don't have all these answers. I'm not trying to figure it out tonight because we can't. What I can do is put an idea in your head, and over time, we can all kind of figure this out. It's just interesting how the same guy made Stellar and Ripple. Ripple's XRP becomes a store of value, or a bridge. At some point, Ripple announces like a year ago that they have a stable coin. Nobody knows it, just out of the blue. And then, now let's look at Stellar. There's always been Stellars. Now they burned up 50 billion of them. But Stellar never developed a stable coin because Stellar is the stable coin. Maybe Stellar, I just don't have all these answers. I'm just letting you know what I think. Because Circle got legislation like 2015. Circle got the thumbs up approval with the legislators 10 years ago. Nobody else. Circle did. How the fuck did they get that? What happened in 2015? Ripple got sued, and they had the Ripple settlement agreement. Ripple became a currency in 2015. That's what happened in 2015. I think Stellar hit the scene, 2014? Maybe 15, something like that. 14, 15. I don't have all these answers. I don't know. I'm just I'm putting out there stuff, and maybe you have knowledge of things, and if we put stuff together, we can kind of figure it out. So I don't know about Stellar. Like, it could be really massive, or it could be like a nothing burger. I don't know. Why the fuck is Ripple trying to buy that shit? Circle? Because Circle runs on Stellar. And don't tell me, Circle uses other cryptos. Yeah, but do they got Allbridge? Do they interconnect all these cryptos? No, they don't. So just shut up with all that dumb shit. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know why Ripple wants so bad to buy Circle. Unless they want to control small and mid-sized transactions. Okay. And then utilize the Ripple XRP. But then the Ripple Labs USD, that's why I asked Caleb and Brown, they were on the show the other day, because I haven't really studied all this stuff. I'm like, well, how much does the Ripple Lab USD thing cost? And he's like, it's $1. Well, so is Circle. Now, the XRP is not going to be $1 to work. Look, I don't know how all this shit's going to go down. I'm just bringing up questions and stuff that makes me wonder. Let me look at some comments here. Somebody says, I always had doubts about Stellar and how their reps conduct themselves on social media. Not too long ago, their main account was talking shit about Ripple and XRP. Maybe 4 months ago. See, all this stuff happens early. Maybe a few months ago, Ripple had a meeting with Stellar and said, hey, bitches, we're taking you over. I always believe this. Jed McCaleb left with bad blood. I believe Jed was the genius. He had good intentions. The government came in, stole his ideas with Ripple because Jed wanted to help everybody have lower payments and all that. I think the government came in and said, oh, yeah, we're going to help poor people, Jed. Keep writing that code. Keep writing that code. Okay. And then after he dumped his life into Ripple, they're like, okay, bitch, bye, get out. So they kicked Jed out, but he had some kind of a contract with the government. So they had to allow him to sell off some of his XRPs before they hit $1,000 a piece, or otherwise he'd be the richest person in the world. He'd have like $100 trillion or some fucking astronomical number like that. So they said, no, you're going to sell the shit off at 50 cents a piece or something. You're not going to sell them at 10,000 a piece. You'll be worth $500 trillion. Not going to fucking happen. So I don't have all the answers, but I know that they probably fucked him over. And so that's that. Okay. Going through the conspiracy comments here. Ripple wants Circle to stop XLM as a competitor. That's possible. I don't know. Makes sense. Buy your competition out. That makes sense. Ripple wants to control the stablecoin market. Yep. If they buy Circle, XLM goes to zero. Possible. That is possible. Maybe not. Stellar has different use cases. Oh. Buy Circle, and don't you control all that technology? Maybe Circle owns the interoperability with Allbridge, right? So if Ripple were to buy Circle, then Circle owns maybe a certain amount of Stellar. Circle owns a certain proprietary patent. So Ripple comes in, buys it all up. No one can use that technology. Now Jed McCaleb has got to write another code, a whole brand new code, a whole new blockchain. Jed has to create. What if you can't always recreate shit. You know that? And then patenting it. It's like once you invent something that's already ahead of your time, like crypto, and you come up with XRP, XLM, and XDC, which I'm sure Jed's had his hand in all that fucking shit, right? Okay, so he patents all this stuff with whoever owns it. Ripple patents. Okay, they patent it. Now, if somebody fucks him over, what do? Create another one? How are you going to do that? You're already years ahead. He was 10, 20 years ahead. This whole Ripple shit started probably in 2008 or 4. And they started, and here we are now. Jed just can't go out and pull out of his ass another blockchain. Like, that shit's done. He's done. There's got to be a new tech that maybe we invent 40 years from today, 50 years from today. Like, That's it. You just can't create another, oh, let's just make another Ripple. It's not that easy. That shit might take 20 years to come up with a new payment system. And guess what? Once we get this system going, now somebody's got to create a whole new payment system. That shit ain't gonna work. You just can't go whip that up and come back a couple years later. My shit might take 50 years. You've got to now find a technology that we don't have and create it and make it work. Like, that's fucking impossible. I don't know. These are just some thoughts. You know, it's... Okay. What I'm doing is bringing up ideas. Nobody knows the answer. If we had the answer, we wouldn't be sitting here. XRP Shaman says, we don't hear about Stellar because everybody is under NDAs. Very possible, too. Is all this to scare people out of XLM? Obviously, you just showed up. So we'll just remove that comment because you just showed up and don't know what the hell is happening. So how about you watch the show? Because if you've been watching the show, you'll know the answer to that question. Hidden Road settles BlackRock's biddle. Interesting. Stu Lavelle says, we're all connecting dots. So we're seeing something here that's very interesting. And for like the 50th time, I don't know what's happening. Nobody here knows what's happening. We all look at this in a different way. And we're seeing Ripple trying to take over Circle that's built on Stellar. I mean, that's why we're diversified. So that's why I don't put everything into one. At one point, I had pretty much everything I had into XRP. I don't. People are like, why are you buying all these different cryptos? Wow. This is why right now. This is why. Because if I were to put everything into Stellar like some people, now some people are stressing out. They're 100% Stellar warriors. And now they're beginning to think, oh, shit. Ripple's trying to buy Circle. The main crypto of Circle is Stellar. Oh, shit. Is Ripple trying to put Stellar out of business? I don't know. I'm just looking at what it looks like to me. Because anytime you look at business and a big corporation like Ripple, when a big corporation comes into the small one disappears. They fire all the presidents, this and that. They bring from the big company, put all the people in the little company and kick everybody out. Then they change the name of the corporation and they do things the way the big corporation does. And all the little old company that got bought out goes wee all the way home. Like the three little pigs, okay? So I don't know what to make of all this, but what we do know is that this is looking like a hostile takeover. For some reason, Ripple's willing to spend $10 billion. Maybe they'll spend 15. Watching a great movie, says Mr. OG. We do know how it ends. We are going to be rich. What I would tell everybody is this: diversify your crypto. Don't put all your money into one, two, or three. I mean, I would buy all 3 X's and then pick 5 other cryptos, and then you should be good. I mean, that's kind of like what I would do. I'm not buying Stellar, but I don't want to tell you not to. It's just I'm not personally buying it right now, at least. Then after this, I'm not in a rush at all right now. I want to see what the fuck happens with all. Now, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Ripple buys Circle, uses Stellar, and Stellar goes, Stellar. $100? See, I don't know. Like, I'm just showing you what I think. And then I'm reading from other people to see, what do you think? And then in the end, over time, I think all of us will figure out what's going on, or Ripple will bust a move. I don't know. It's just, Ripple has a stable coin. It's worth $1. And Circle's worth $1. Now, stable coins don't have to be backed with money. So, but they are generally will, because they have to, if something is not utilizing a country's money, it's going to be looked at as a threat. So I don't have the answers to all this. We're not going to get anywhere. We could talk about this for an hour and not get the answer, but this is just something I want you to think and look at. I want you to diversify. Now, Mr. OG, no one can buy a company for $10 billion just to crash it. Really? So what if Ripple spent $10 billion, crashed it? The next week we get crypto regs. Ripple's price skyrockets for each XRP to $500. Now Ripple's got $300 trillion in the bank. Well, I'm just saying $300 billion in the bank, and they could afford to spend 15 to make 300. So that, I'm not really going with that line of reasoning. Hugo Linares. Like, think of all the escrow Ripple has. 50 billion. What if it goes to 10 billion? I mean, I'm sorry, $10. Well, that's now $500 billion Ripple has in the bank. Would they miss the 15 billion? No, not when you got 500 billion. All we need is crypto regs. Bam, just like that. XRP, it's $500. $1,000. Now Ripple's worth 1 trillion, let's just say. Are they really going to miss 15 billion when they're now worth 1 trillion? They're not going to miss the 15 because they can control the whole market. If there's no Stellar, they own everything. They can run it all. It's called a monopoly. You got a global monopoly. Stellar's gone. Circle's gone. You own the patent rights to that payment technology. If you buy a Circle, you own all that patented shit. Interesting. Nobody could use anything like that. They'd have to come up with a patent that works differently, substantially differently. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. Ripple could write it off. Probably. I mean, yeah, I don't know how much you could write it off. Fireblocks was at the crypto. Oh yeah, I got my tickets. I'll be flying in early to Las Vegas. I'm not telling you what day I'm flying in, but I'm flying in early. And I'll get situated in the hotel room. It's not going to be at, well, I'm not going to tell you what hotel it's at, but I'm looking forward to meeting the Crypto Hulk fans. Hugo Linares, thank you very much for that donation there, the tax-free. I found a really good deal. I think Las Vegas is hurting. I'm staying at a good hotel. Let me tell you, it's not fucking richo, but it's nice. I'm actually shocked at the price for a weekend. I couldn't believe. Now I got 2 days. I got 2 nights at this hotel, and my flights, they're not these 8-hour flights to get there. I'm shocked how the flights that I got. I'm very shocked. They're very quick. It's not like I got a layover for 4 hours or 5 hours. None of that shit. And I got a round trip, of course, and it's really not that bad. 2 nights in a hotel, airfare and shit, and it's not much. I'm very shocked. It's like I paid, check this out. I just got done staying in like Sacramento. Not a great hotel. I wasn't in it was kind of one where I'm not going to go ever again. It's not ghetto or hood, but it's like, the place was built in like 1988 because it probably hasn't had a whole lot of remodeling since then. That hotel cost more. Well, yeah, that hotel was more than what I paid for Las Vegas. Believe that, on a Friday night, Las Vegas. Holy shit. So I got cheap rooms. I'm shocked. I'm really in the airfare and shit. I'm like, wow, it didn't cost me what I thought I was going to pay double. And I paid about half. So you watch all these videos. Oh, Las Vegas is expensive, blah, blah, blah. Well, I'm sure it is. I know it is. But I got my hotel and airfare for like welfare cheap price. And I'm not staying at Circus, trust me. I don't know how I got it that cheap, but I saw that and I'm like, holy shit. I'm telling you, I got the credit card, bam, bought that shit real quick. So I will be there at Caleb and Brown. I'm not really going into Ripple Las Vegas, XRP Las Vegas. I'm not going to do all that dumb shit, but I'll be at Caleb and Brown, Crypto Hawk fans and stuff. All right. I found a big bag of cannabis trimming under the bed at the Motel 8 at the bottom of Mexico. Oh my God. Don't tell me. What if they put like cyanide or something in that? Don't do free shit. Whatever you got. Okay. I think that will. All these answers. I don't have answers. But we discussed, at least for the XDC, we know that going with the Ripple and the Stellar and this shit. I don't know. It seems like a clusterfuck, and I think something might end good or bad, like a 50-50, right? It could be all fucked up for Stellar, good for Stellar. Now, it's only all good, 100% all good. So that's how I'm seeing it. I don't know. I don't know why Ripple's trying to move in on it and take over Circle and shit. Because I don't know. All right. That'll be it. I'm going to work on tomorrow's show for 7 a.m. Right now, I got 6 o'clock-ish p.m. So about 11 hours from now, it'll be 7 a.m. Pacific time, 11 hours from now, I should have a program, a good one lined up. There is a lot of fundamental shit going down. And we'll definitely have a show at 7 a.m. I'll see y'all. I got to go clean up and spend about 2 hours at the most trying to put a show together. So I'll see you guys in the next one.